Today, I want to take a moment to talk about how I think about vision, how my vision took shape, and what I believe is most important to realizing a vision. Do you aspire to an uncomplicated and fulfilling way of life? I'm Diane Squires, aka Deanne. That's what all my friends call me. I'm an island woman living on the island of Barbados and walking my path to a big and simple life. Walk with me and learn with me. Welcome to the Island Woman podcast. In last week's episode, Choose Yourself, I talked just a bit about how creating a personal vision helped me with daily practices to follow my inner compass. Today, I want to take a moment to talk about how I think about vision, how my vision took shape, and what I believe is most important to realizing a vision. So how do I think about vision? Over the years, I've worked with many organizations to develop brand strategy or to develop programs to set that brand strategy in motion. The brand strategy is a plan to make your business distinctive from others that may have similar offers. And the start point of that plan, that strategy, is actually the end point, the ultimate vision for the business. And it's the same with individuals. It helps to know where you want to be to start moving in that direction. And we humans have been given a very special power to help us activate that process. It's called imagination. Seeing things that aren't necessarily there, but we can picture them in our mind's eye. To envision is to use that imagination in a very intentional way to create the type of life that you want to have. How do you want it to work? What impact would you like it to have? What would you like to achieve? You're creating and tweaking those mental pictures until you get images that seem most like what you desire, your vision. But let me tell you how my personal vision took shape. It began with a simple but powerful practice, recording a daily video diary. Each day, I took a few minutes to reflect on progress, my mindset, my goals. It was a way to check in with myself honestly and consistently. Alongside this, I spent time reflecting on the positive things people had said about me over the years, especially when they used the word excellent. That word stood out because it wasn't just a casual compliment, it was a recognition of quality and impact. And this process came for me at a pivotal moment when I realized that my business needed to grow beyond independent consulting and my previous marketing communications career. I wanted something with more legs, a sustainable platform that could expand and evolve. Well, that reflection and video documentation gave me clarity about who I am, what I bring to the table, and how I want to be in the world. It also pointed me to what I really want to achieve and by when. So it laid the groundwork for a piece of the vision that I am truly living today. I feel much more rooted and ready to take on bigger opportunities and experience bigger successes. Two things that I had subconsciously been avoiding. That's why the video diary practice has become a part of my Rooted and Ready program for women in leadership. It's a 3-month one-on-one coaching experience to help them embody their voice, their presence, and power without the overwhelm. If you're ready to build a routine that helps you live your vision with clarity and calm while achieving leadership goals, consider joining the program. Email me at dianensquires@dianensquires.com for details, and I'll leave that email in the description box. So the Rooted and Ready program is based on what comes after you have your vision. Realizing the vision. After all, you don't want to live in that could be. You want to make the vision real. To realize your vision, you have to ask yourself, what would I have to do every day to make this real? What milestones would show real progress? What could be the main things that would get in my way, and how would I overcome them? How can I remain vigilant to address those hurdles before they derail my progress? And by answering those questions, you're making a plan for achieving that vision, your own strategy. So the only thing left to do is to put that plan into action day after day after day. And I've become a big believer in not only the power of imagination, but in the power of compounded action, the small things that you do every day, and they accumulate and multiply in value over time. Compounded action is what I believe is most important to realizing your vision. I remember when I was exploring new careers as I was transitioning away from dance. Yes, I used to be a dancer and a dance teacher and a choreographer, but more about that another time. Anyway, I started a training program for financial advisors, and much of it was sales. I remember the trainer outlining this process of creating a list of 100 names of people you knew directly or indirectly and calling each person to find out their needs and to explain the company's products and how they could help where relevant. He explained that typically this was the work you would be repeating day in and day out to gain ground. That's the job, he said. Whether it was calling people, meeting people, telling people you already knew to tell other people, that was the job. The beauty would be that over time, once you did a good job with the people who chose to become clients, your job would also become easier and your income generation would also gain ground. But he made it clear that the nuts and bolts of the job was about repeating the process of finding people and talking to them. Only then would your efforts compound into success over time. I never did become a financial advisor, but I never forgot that lesson. And similarly, I think we are all familiar with the idea of compound interest, growing your money over time. So that idea of the cumulative effort, things repeatedly done to multiply in value over time, I believe that is most important in realizing a vision. So I've shared how I think about vision, how my current personal vision took shape, and what I believe is most important to realizing a vision. What are your thoughts? Is having a vision important to you? Let me know in the comments. All right, that's it for now. If you've made it to the end of the episode with me, thank you so much for taking the time. And if you liked it, share it with a friend or leave a comment or both. If you watched this on YouTube, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Remember to click the bell icon to get notified every time a new episode goes live. This has been episode 6, season 2 of the Island Woman podcast. I'm your Island Woman, Diane Squires, aka Deanne. Until next time, peace.